Hey Hotshots, Jess with Emotional Fire Academy here today to talk about mastering these two things and not being highly sensitive anymore. Subscribe to my channel if you are an HSP who's tired of the HSP bullshit. That's what we do here at Emotional Fire Academy. We liberate ourselves from all the crappy parts of being a highly sensitive person. I'm just gonna say that's what my channel's about. Welcome. I'm Jess. I am a NLP master practitioner, former firefighter, and also former HSP. I did this for myself. I was just like, had enough. I'm over it. I'm finding a way out. And I did. And now I teach people how to do it. And I'm here to share with you because I want you to be free of it too. It really is so much, the grass is so much greener on the other side. Trust me, I'm telling you the truth. So, uh, let's jump right in, shall we? Um, I have been talking to a lot of people lately. I have been polling the Facebook groups. I have been having interviews with highly sensitive people. And I have really found that, I've talked to almost probably close to 300 people now. And I asked them, like, point blank, if you could just leave behind being highly sensitive, would you? And about a third of them, it was like a yes, like a resounding hell yes in a heartbeat. And those are exact words, in a heartbeat. I would leave this behind. So I'm going to teach you how to do this. I'm going to literally tell you the two things that you need to master in order to shed the HSP identity. Okay? So let's start at the beginning. So this is the acronym, the traditional Elaine Aron identification of the four traits of a highly sensitive person, the DOES acronym. Now the letters are a little bit out of order. That's okay. DOES. And if you look at them, if you really dive into these traits, which we're going to do now, you're going to see there's two things that then we have to learn. All right. So in order to be free of these traits, to stop doing them, let's take the top two. So the O, overwhelm, overstimulation, being overwhelmed easily, feeling overstimulated. And the emotionality, having these raging emotions, being swept away by emotion, the difficulty. All of these 300 people talked about, even the people that said no were like, no, but it's really hard. So like the difficulty, the difficulty of being an HSP, this can be left behind when we learn, what do we have to learn to kind of neutralize these two qualities? Emotional regulation. Emotional regulation. That's the first thing we need to learn. Now, this seems like a big concept. And if I had told myself this 2 years ago, I would have been like, yeah. But really, it's just about strategies. It's about, whatever strategy you've been using with your emotions. Maybe it's just time to try a different strategy, right? When we shift strategies, we will often get a different outcome, right? When you try something different, you're going to get a different outcome. You're going to start to relate to the situation differently. And so, what does emotional regulation boil down to? It means having a process that you can go through every time you get triggered. Having a tool that you can go through every time you get triggered. When you get triggered, you do this tool. When you get triggered, you do this. When you get triggered, you do this until it becomes habitual and then it's ingrained in you and it now is a habit and you do it kind of with that body knowledge unconsciously. Because when you change, again, when you change how you relate to your emotions and what you do when they come up, your experience then of your emotion changes. And the one thing that really, 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 really helps me is when I get triggered, when I remind myself, I'm like, this is an illusion. This is an illusion. This is an illusion. This isn't real. This is an illusion. This is an illusion. And it's true every time because when we get triggered, we're going into an emotion that we've practiced throughout our whole life. We've practiced anger, sadness, fear, jealousy, rage, upset, depression. We've practiced these things. And so when we go into them as a state of consciousness, we're not actually being ourselves in the present moment, able to see all our resources. We're going into an old state of being that we've practiced, and it's kind of like us disappears. our consciousness kind of disappears into this pattern. We go into an unconscious pattern. And so when you're raging in that moment, if you can say to yourself from the inside out, this isn't real. This isn't real. Like, that's a really powerful belief. And I do hold this belief. This is a true belief for me. If you can truly dig into the belief of this isn't real, this is an illusion, because it is. It's an old pattern you've practiced, and you're assuming that state of consciousness to let the emotion play out. A lot of people talk about honoring their emotions. That's great. I'm not telling you don't have to feel it. I'm not telling you that you have to stuff it down and pretend it doesn't exist. I'm telling you, when you're in it and you've been burning and raging for a while, when you can tell yourself from the inside out, just this echo, it's like an echo, this isn't real. This isn't real. It starts to kind of burn itself out. It starts to kind of burn itself out, because it causes that cognitive dissonance of, if this isn't real, why am I feeling it? And then in that, as it burns itself out, you can return to that, normal state of consciousness, where then you can see the solutions. You can reframe things. You can then start to shift how you feel about the situation. But in the moment, that reactivity is what we want to neutralize. So that is a helpful belief to hold, that will kind of implode it from the inside out. And it's true every time. I never regret doing that. Like, I've been doing this for a while now, and I never regret it. I'm never like, oh, I should have stewed in that anger 2 more hours, 2 more months, 5 more days. No, I never regret being like, oh, this isn't real. Leave it behind. Oh, I feel better. I feel better. Oh. So there you go. So once you do that, because overwhelm really is a state of being where you're like, I can't handle this. This is too much. It's like an emotion in itself, right? And the emotionality feels very similar. They feel very similarly. The need to withdraw, the resistance to like, oh, this is uncomfortable. This is uncomfortable. So if we can remember, this isn't real. I'm letting it burn out. I'm emerging. I'm transcending out of it. Emotional regulation. That's the first thing we need to master. What's the second thing? All right. So the other 2 traits, according to Elaine Aron, are depth of processing. What is that really? What's the negative end of that? Is overthinking, ruminating. Your mind is spinning. Depth of processing. You're thinking too much about something that isn't helpful to you. I'm addressing the thing that obviously the negative aspect of this quality. It's cool to be a deep thinker, but when you're deep thinking about things that are not good, is it cool to be a deep thinker? Like, really. So the overthinking, the rumination, and then the sensitivity to subtle stimuli. What is that on the negative end? That's hypervigilance. That's constantly scanning for problems. It's being easily triggered at the slightest sense of a problem. So what are these 2 traits really doing? These 2 traits are about not prioritizing your well-being. When you prioritize your well-being in the moment, are you overthinking? Are you trying to find the exact solution? Are you doing that? Are you doing that ruminating? Are you letting your mind just spin in something that's uncomfortable? No. If you are prioritizing your well-being, are you hypervigilant? Are you looking for problems? Are you trying to protect yourself? And both of these are very protective responses to the environment. We're trying to protect ourselves. So you could say, oh, well, I'm trying to protect myself. Isn't that prioritizing my well-being? No. We want to step into a sense of safety of, I'm always okay. I'm always okay. I'm accepting whatever I see out there. And I am landing and nesting in my well-being right now. And when you can do that, when you can prioritize your sense of well-being, your peace of mind, keeping your mind a calm, peaceful, pleasant place to live, keeping your body a calm, pleasant, peaceful place to live. You're not going to be allowing these patterns of overthinking, ruminating, obsessing, and scanning, hypervigilant. See, these are very like outward directed. And so what does this come down to? Again, it's just about focus. It's about attention and focus. Learning how to direct your attention. Hypervigilance and overthinking are about giving too much focus to outside, looking too much to the outside. You have the power. You have all the power. Here's the big secret. You're the source. You're the source of joy, safety, love. You are the ultimate source. You in here, this, all of this, your consciousness. This is the source. Not out there. In here. We're looking out, giving power out there. Oh, this problem. Oh my gosh. Or, oh, I have to find it. For me, I used to overthink a lot and trying to find the right solution, overanalyzing, trying to find, because I was giving the right solution power over my well-being. That if I didn't find the right answer, I was going to be wrong. I was going to be bad. There's something wrong with me. These are all thoughts that I used to have too. But I started prioritizing my well-being in the now moment, refreshing that now moment. That is when you stop paying as much attention to outside. You don't need to scan the outside. You know that no matter what happens, you're going to be okay because you know how to take care of you. You know how to love you. You know how to focus on you. You know you're listening to your heart and doing the things that are make you happy. You believe in yourself. You're confident. These are all things that come from prioritizing your well-being right now, every moment. This is a moment by moment process. So every moment when the world is trying to tell me, oh, you should be doing this. You should pay attention to this. You should be upset about this. You should, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm going to figure this out. Everything is fine. Everything is good. I am good within myself. Whether this person is loving me or not, whether this person is talking to me or not, whether I'm getting that job or not, whether I have the money or not, I am sound. I am intact. I am whole. I am love. I am wonderful. I am awesome. You feel that? You feel that difference? So again, when you start prioritizing your well-being in the now moment, you won't be doing these things. You won't need to do them because you don't need to protect yourself from anything. You are the answer. You are the solution. You are the source. You are the source. You're safe. You're loved. Everything's cool. So you have the power. And then you won't be so apt to give it away. And that means giving your power away means focusing on something outside of yourself that you think means more than it does. Focusing on something outside of yourself that you think means more than it actually does. Nothing outside of you means anything. It's all here. Everything you need is here. You have everything you need to be. You already are whole, complete, amazing, awesome. Okay? So let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. And if you are ready to master these things, I am so excited to tell you I am in the works of opening our first Emotional Fire Academy. Yay, we're actually going to run it. And I'm going to teach you, if you want to learn how to do this, I'll show you how to do it. And you can do it for yourself and learn these tools. Learn emotional regulation. Learn prioritizing your well-being on a really, really deep, profound level. Connecting with yourself so authentically that you become fireproof, literally. This is what I teach my clients. I'm excited to teach this in a group setting. This is my first group setting. I'm going to open pre-sales in the next few weeks, and it will be significantly discounted because it is a beta run. This is the first time we're doing it. I am so excited to teach these things, to share everything with you. And yeah, let's get to the other side. Let's do it. So if you're ambitious, if you're ready to do it, stay tuned for that. I will be putting announcements on my channel in the upcoming weeks, but just so you know what's coming down the pike. And yeah, thanks for watching. Go out and rock your day, friends. You can do this. Bye.